It's all good. What is up, everybody? This is Hainsey's Cave Talk. I'm your host, Chris Haynes, a.k.a. Hainsey. And today, on the show, I bring back the co-host, Jason Mabella, just so I can make fun of him some more. You're listening to episode 34. Let's go. What do you got on store for us today, Jace?
Okay, guys, let's go. I'm the best co-host in town. And it's a very small town.
It's the cheapest co-host.
Yeah, that's true, too. Yeah, I get 2 shots a show. Thank you.
Well,
No,
it adds up.
Yeah, I guess you're right. No, I heard something, like, you're like a very athletic person. I mean, so you say. I mean, I golfed with you, you stink.
I didn't never said I was very athletic.
Well, you said you're quick, you're this, you can play can jam and all this other stuff. Well, I was very not familiar with this.
Look at this, guys. Hold on. Look at this.
Okay.
Look at this. Look at this.
Listen, you can tell her age gap.
Yeah.
It's my cheat sheets from school, and that. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, I don't write very well, but of all the sports that you think you excel in, someone told me you excelled in a sport called parkour.
Parkour?
Oh, parkour! Yeah, they said that you displayed it at work one day where your feet can't touch the ground or something.
No, I jumped off the ground and left about an inch and a half off the ground.
Oh, but
I was joking.
Well, they said you looked very good at it. I never heard. What was it? Parkour.
Yeah, it's very athletic.
Oh, okay.
Where you jump and you flip.
I
Did you see me flipping?
Listen, I just wanted to make sure, but I'd never heard of it. But someone at work said, "Hey, why don't you bring us on a show about him being such an excellent parkour?"
So, do you want to bring
person.
out that person's name?
Well, I mean, you work with them.
Well, I know who I did it in front of.
Well, who'd you do it from?
Brian Bitgood.
There you go.
Is that who said it?
And he said you were not good. Mr. Bitgood said that.
Well, I was joking around. I didn't stretch. I didn't limber
He
up.
said you slipped on a mop bucket to water. Your feet never.
So
I was just trying to get that straight.
So before we get any further, Mr. Mabella, we have a third guy in the cave tonight. He's not going to be on camera. He's going to be drinking with us. You might hear him chime in every once in a while. We might ask for a stat. We don't know, but he's hanging out with us. He's off camera. It's our good buddy Bill.
Hi, Bill.
Hi, Bill. We'll be doing 3 shots here shortly. But you got any story, Jason? Stories for me?
There's a couple things got to change. Since I've been doing a show on Friday.
Not my problem.
Not
my problem.
Well, I'm just saying, the sex life has gone down on Friday nights. Because every time I leave my...
Well, at this time of your life, when you're in your mid-50s, you have to, spruce it up a little bit. Maybe get some medication.
Well, I have medication and I have a sex pod at home. So let me tell you
something. What the hell's a sex pod?
Sex pot? I don't know. It's something sexy. Anyways, I'll have to show you a picture one time. Well, anyways, let me get to my story. Quit interrupting.
Is it next to your garden of cucumbers I read about you had last week?
The problem is, since these Fridays, I leave the house. I drink a little before I come on a show. You might not notice it, but I do drink a little bit. And then
full disclosure, you drink every.
Oh, I know, but I drink a little bit more for the show to make it a little bit more entertaining. Well, every time I leave the house, I give them my little sweet love, a little kiss, and I said, "Baby, when I get home, you be ready and you put something sexy on, because when I come home, because this show." It fires me up.
So being around me gets you turned on.
Just talking sports and the knowledge that you have, it fires me up. So when I get home, I'm going to rip her clothes off. Well, let me tell you about the last 4 Fridays I made at home. She's been mad at me every Saturday morning. Because when I get home, she dresses in something sexually. Is that a word, sexually? Maybe it is. Well, I get home and I really don't remember. And she's not too happy. And we haven't had any sex on a Friday in a long time. So what I did today, I did something different. Instead of drinking a 5th of rum before I got here, I drank a half a 5th of rum. Baby
steps. Also, maybe not call her a whore.
Well, I apologized last week. I didn't mean to call my woman a whore. She's my
whore.
So, anyways.
Hey, on tap for the show, we do have some sports talk lined up. I have a Keep 5, Cut 5 that we do every week. This week it's comedy movies. I would actually like to hear your intake as too, Bill, because you like a lot of comedy movies. We have a top 5 that we're going to do. Most overrated athletes of all time. I'm not overrated, so I better not be on your list. and then we're going to talk some NFL free agency. The buzzer beater trivia is back, so we're going to get into that. That'll be fun. It's just going to be basically an hour of you guys watching him look stupid.
I told him one day, maybe on a holiday, we're going to do a gummy for the show.
I don't got like Sour Patch Kids, right?
Yeah, it's sort of like a Sour Patch Kids, with a little TLC in it.
No, a TLC, that's a channel. You mean
it's
THC?
Tender loving care, big boy.
You got any other stories you?
Well, I don't know. I just wanted to shout out to my girl that you are my queen and I love you. And I promise tonight, have something sexy on. Because you're definitely getting some tonight.
By the time she watches this, it'll be about, 9:30 p.m. It'll be way past your bedtime. When she watches this, I'm going to apologize in advance. Next week, we're going to cut it down to a quarter of a fifth because by the time this show's over, he's going to be apologizing a lot because...
Well, I'm going to tell you something. This show's going to be over in about an hour. And when she watches at 9:30, trust me, she'll be wore out by 9:30.
All right, so what do you want to get into? You want to talk some free agency? You want to do the keep 5, cut 5 right off the bat and get into that?
Yeah, we can do whatever you want.
Okay.
You're the host. You're asking me questions. You're the host.
Yeah, damn
right. You
right.
make the rules.
Yeah, damn right. You tried being Jamaican. Yeah, I got some laughs at work about that, that you even thought about trying to be the host. No. Don't hit this because then it stops. All right, so this week's Keep 5, Cut 5. Comedy movies. I mean, I got a wide range of movies. I'm a big comedy movie fan. Give him a thumbs up if you agree as I give him movies, okay? So, first one. Keep. You got to make sure we keep.
Keep 5 and lose 5.
Yeah, so make sure on your hands, you know when you run out of 5, okay? When you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you'll have your, okay?
I think I can do this.
The first movie, The Hangover. The Hangover.
I know. I have one every day.
No, you don't. You're an alcoholic. Alcoholics don't hang over.
I see your belly's hanging over your gym shorts. I'm gonna pass on that.
You better call Carrie a whore. You're gonna cut? You're gonna cut The Hangover?
I'm cutting The Hangover.
I lose a lot of respect. The Hangover's on mine. I would keep it. Would you?
I would keep it.
Yeah. All right. Second one. Step Brothers.
Cut.
Do you even like comedy movies?
Actually, I don't. This is the biggest comedy show.
I would keep Step Brothers too.
No, I'd keep Hainsey and Babella first.
Oh, all right. How about this one? Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, I guess I'll keep that.
I think you're setting yourself up a little bit better than I thought because I would all 3 of those. I would be cutting movies because I would kept all 3 of those.
There's just certain actors in them first 2 movies I'm not crazy about.
Is Will Ferrell one of them?
Yeah, I don't like Will Ferrell. I don't like him.
How about Friday?
Who?
The movie Friday.
Oh, I thought you were talking about tonight. Yeah, I could probably, I could keep Friday.
Yeah. All right, so that's 2 and 2, right?
Yeah, 2 and 2.
Okay. So the next one we're gonna go with. How about There's Something About Mary?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep that too. I thought that was a very funny movie for my time.
Did you like it?
You was probably what, 15 years old?
Yeah, it was right.
Yeah, you probably didn't understand.
I didn't understand why her hair was stiff.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't because you probably weren't shooting back then.
But I know what it means now.
Yeah.
On Friday nights, she doesn't say, you need to stop drinking. She says, I love Hainsey's Cave Talk.
I actually forgot what that means, that sticky stuff, because mine's kind of powder.
So Carrie,
you ever see sticky flour? No.
All right, so the next one we're going to go with Dodgeball. Oh boy,
There we go.
All right, so who's gonna go first? Buzzer beater challenge. We'll pause that.
Well,
buzzer beater trivia. You asking first? You want me to ask?
Well, let me see.
First of all, I don't know.
Sorry, I gotta look at my cheat sheet.
I kind of dumbed it down a little bit for him because I did multiple choice most of the time.
Okay, well let me go first since yours is going to be a quick.
Okay, since I'm the host, I'm going first. No, go ahead.
No, okay, yeah. Okay. The 5 most filthiest animals, and I'm going to give you a multiple choice. Okay, you ready?
Jason Babella.
Since I'm asking a question, I'm not involved. So anyways, the 5 most filthiest animals. Pig.
No.
Hedgehog. Well, don't say it yet until I give you the motherfucking answer. Jeez. Okay, you're like one of them kids in school, like you think you're smart, you got to answer before the question comes out. Anyways, pig, hedgehog, bats, vultures, or Billy the Wildebeest Byers. Let me tell you something about Billy. He cut. Well, wait a minute. You might not know about Billy, but he's friends of ours. He's not really known in Wikipedia or anything. But
So if you look up on Wikipedia,
no,
Billy Byers will be a cougar killer, not a
I'm just telling you, I looked up. Anyways, he's in a category of filthy animals, and let me tell you, he comes from the remote jungles of the Mongolian desert.
Oh, the Mongolian.
Well, man, I guess it can't be a desert if it's a jungle. Well, anyways, he comes from the far reaches of the jungle in Mongolian. So there's your 5 answers: hedgehog, pig, bats, vulture, or Billy the Wildebeest Byers.
My answer.
What is your answer?
It's something just tells me that I might want to go with this Mongolian. But I don't think I'm going to rule out Billy the Wildebeest Byers. I'm going to rule out the pig. I'm going to go with bat. Bat is my final answer. Now tell me that I'm an idiot and it's something else.
Well, I'm not going to call you an idiot, but I'm going to call you a dumbass. It's actually a hedgehog.
A hedgehog, huh?
A hedgehog, yeah.
All right, so that's
And I'm going to tell you what, I like between me and you and Mr. Elm over here, we would all agree that Billy's probably the filthiest animal of all of these.
He's something.
Yeah, well, you're right.
I wouldn't have called him a wildebeest.
Well, okay, he's just a filthy animal.
So, would you say he's the best looking animal on that list?
Yeah, he's first is in filthy, but 5th in good looking.
Oh, that's fucked up. I love you, Billy. You can punch out
you
anytime
good
you
sports.
All right, so back to where we're at on the because this is going to get us off track quick.
Okay.
Back to the comedy movies. You have 3, I think you've kept. If we're gonna go back to it,
Yeah.
you kept.
I thought you were going to answer me a question because it was a 9-minute thing. You answered me a question.
The next buzzer is my turn.
No, it's 1 and 1. I thought. Are you changing the rules on me?
Every buzzer, because then it would just be us asking trivia the whole time.
Well, just to get
There's
this,
a reason I'm the host. There's a reason I bring him on here, and it's not for his smarts. Okay?
Well, let's get this straight. He was wrong, so he's 0 and 1.
Okay, I should have picked Billy. If I was going to be wrong, I should have picked Billy.
Well, you were wrong
All
anyways
right,
because
so
it was Hedgehog.
You have Happy Gilmore, Friday, something about Mary. That's
Yep,
your 3,
that's my
right?
3.
Okay, so the next one I'm going with is Dumb and Dumber.
Pass.
What the heck?
I'm just a little bit more intelligent than you think.
You must be more mature, because I'm picking a lot of...
Yeah, you're picking some dumb movies.
Okay, so right now, you only have 1, 2, 3, 4 left. All right?
Well, you need to challenge me with a little bit better humor.
How about Old School? You're my boy, Blue. You're my boy.
I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Well, what the heck?
Who's in Old School?
Will Ferrell?
Thank you. That's why I didn't see it.
Oh, wow.
Pass.
It's good.
It is good.
Well, okay, I'm gonna have to go home and watch these
So
movies.
what we've learned is that you don't like comedy movies or you have the worst taste. How about Tommy Boy? Chris Farley.
Oh, that's that fat guy that died, huh?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I didn't really. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know how many you can cut. I'm pretty sure you got a
Well,
stick
you
one now.
got a shitty list.
How about American Pie?
I'll give that a thumbs up.
How about Dodgeball?
Eh,
You have to take it.
well, then I got to take it.
You have to take it. That's the last
Well, I'm
one.
gonna tell you
So
that-
your keep is Dodgeball, American Pie, There's Something About Mary, Happy Gilmore, and Friday. Now, I love comedy movies. I know Bill loves comedy movies. If I had to pick my 5, next week, I might have to just answer this myself because that was terrible.
Well, no, the picks were terrible.
Step Brothers, Happy Gilmore, and The Hangover to me are musts. Then it could go any way. It really could. I would probably go, in my opinion, Old School, Tommy Boy. What would your 5 be? Is there what would you,
I would definitely. Dumb and Dumber is my least favorite movie.
you don't like Dumb and Dumber?
hate it.
I like
Thank
Dumb.
you.
I like
Thank
Dumb
you,
and Dumber,
Billy Elm.
but I
Thank
didn't keep it.
Thank you.
Would you keep The Hangover?
the original, the first one.
The first one. That's what. Yeah. Would you keep Old School?
Yes.
Okay. How about Happy Gilmore?
No.
No.
So I don't think it's that comedy of it.
Okay. American Pie.
If I knew the whole list,
Friday.
Well, if I knew the list, I would keep it. But
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm saying you know the list now. What would have been the 5 that you would have kept? Friday.
The Hangover.
Okay.
Um,
Step Brothers.
Step Brothers. Old School.
Okay. Did you like There's Something About Mary?
It was okay.
Yeah, it was older. Friday, Dumb and Dumber. You said you hate Tommy Boy, Dodge.
Tommy
Like-
Boy, and I don't like Dodge.
How about like Barbershop? That was funny.
It wasn't on the top 10 favorite comedies of all
That's
time.
your top.
There was a couple that were in the
So
30s.
so you Googled it, huh?
I Googled what the best rated
How
comedies
about
were.
Animal House?
Yeah,
Animal House was good.
That was funny. Yeah.
There's a ton of comedies.
Yeah, but yours were all terrible.
They were.
Your top.
What
10
about
was,
Ride Along? Did you
your
like
t-
Ride Along?
That was I kind of like. That was funny. And how about like Eddie Murphy?
I was gonna put
Beverly
Coming
Hills?
to America.
Coming to America. Yeah.
I was gonna put that on there.
Barbershop. Yeah, that's what I mean. Your list. You know what? I get a pass for this because his list was kind of stinky. He might have had 5 good movies on it out of 10. I'm just letting you know.
But that's the thing. You could have picked the 5, but you didn't.
But there wasn't 5 on there I liked. There was 2.
Alarm going off yet?
There was 2
I
I
didn't
liked, and
start
the
it.
other 3 you coerced me into picking them. You're a bully.
So I think this week's Keep 5, Take 5 was an L. Next week we might do porn stars because apparently he has a whole list of them. And he
Yeah,
knows.
some little favorite positions or something.
All right, so this week, let's get into a little bit of free agency talk. I seen where the Bengals franchise tag T. Higgins. They still haven't signed Jamar Chase to an extension. And now they are saying that they're letting Trey Henderson explore a trade. Like the one piece on defense that you guys have, and you're going to get rid of it, don't make sense.
Well, think about this. I thought the same thing about that, but here's maybe their reasoning. Their defense stunk with him. So if you can get something,
But you don't get rid of your best player on
I
defense.
know, and he's still young, isn't he?
Yeah. I think he's
I know.
3 years in a row he had double-digit sacks.
I know. I don't know how they're going to get.
There are other defensive players. Sam Hubbard, he retired. If you're Joey Burrow, what do you? As great as he is, and he's from Ohio, so he's going to be loyal. But I almost want him to move on and go somewhere to try to win.
Yeah, so do I. Go to the NFC.
Yeah,
So the Chiefs don't have to play it.
because you're scared of him. Huh?
Just don't go to Pittsburgh, Joey Burrow. Don't go to Pittsburgh.
Other news in free agency, I've seen that Justin Fields has said after talking to the Steelers about the deal, he's going to explore free agency. Basically, is going to end his stint with the Steelers. That sucks. I hope that we offered him something that when he goes out and explores, it's going to be something competitive. And maybe he has a second guess or maybe come back to Pittsburgh. But I highly doubt it. What do you think, man?
Well, I mean, if they lose, I don't know. To me, they have to keep one of them. Because if they lose them both, I don't know what they're going to do about a quarterback. I really don't. I mean, they're not going to get Aaron Rodgers.
I don't know.
And are they going to go with a rookie out of college?
Right now, there's a lot of talk with Sam Darnold, but Minnesota might keep him. And that would kind of be a wasted year for J.J. McCarthy. I don't know if you sign Sam Darnold, do you move off J.J. McCarthy? There's so many unknowns. And there's a lot of talk with you guys because there's a lot of uncertainty with you guys. You guys are not happy the way the Super Bowl ended. So you guys are going to try to play into some of these free agents. A lot of running backs right now are linked to Kansas City.
Yeah, so like Sam Darnold, if Minnesota didn't want him back, like what can you possibly sign him for? 3 years at the most?
$120 million. I mean,
because like I said, you got McCarthy sitting on a bench, and
unknown.
Thank you very much. That's what
Unknown.
Anyway, so you can't think that he's going to take over the reins because he hasn't proven anything yet. So I don't know what you do. You can't give $120 million to Kirk Cousins, but he's been doing it his whole career with his agent,
Right.
Making a ton of money for being a mediocre quarterback.
Yeah, and it's really going to spice up. It started this week with being able to franchise guys, and now we're going to be getting into a couple more days. We'll be getting into signing these open markets free agents. But like DK Metcalf, probably the biggest name on the list. But you got to trade for him. You're going to have to sign him to a big money deal. I don't know who has the Patriots. They have the most cap space. Definitely not the Steelers. If you hear Pittsburgh sports and you hear that DK Metcalf is coming, Not a shot. We're not going to pay him. We're not going to give a first and third round pick. It just ain't happening.
Well, listen, I was listening to a little sports station earlier today, and they were talking about Metcalf and like his preference where he wants to play. Well, here's his preference: nice weather, good quarterback. So guess what? Patriots, Steelers.
All right. Well, so give me somewhere.
I don't, like you said, who can afford him? Can he go to the Chargers?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
I really don't know. I don't know what And is Geno Smith? What's he going to do without Tyler Lockett or DJ Metcalf?
Oh, they're in a full rebuild. They said a list, like a really good suitor, might be Vegas. They have a lot of money. Pete Carroll's a coach. Similar system. Chip Kelly's their offensive coordinator now, I think.
Yeah.
It would be a home run. They would try, especially if they get Russell Wilson. If that's how it ends up, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, Pittsburgh got to make a move on one of their quarterbacks, and I don't know they're in trouble.
Well, there are some free agent running backs I have here listed. Okay, Aaron Jones. You know who he is?
Yeah.
All right, he's about 31 years old, past his prime. Right now, oh, it's buzzer beater trivia
It's question time, and you're that's right. You got to ask me.
Yeah, I got to ask you.
Damn.
All right.
Go.
So the first one I have lined up is multiple choice, okay, and it's going to be in the sports. It's going to be in the sports world, okay. It's going to be. And speaking, before we get any further, I did a show prior to you coming, okay, and he's a Buckeye fan. You know what he said? The only thing he despises about you is there's no class on the show when I bring you in because you're a Michigan fan. Just so happens this sports trivia question is about Michigan football.
Okay.
So, all-time leading rusher for Michigan. A, ready?
Go ahead.
Denard Robinson. B,
Shoeless.
was he?
They call him Shoeless Joe.
That's a baseball player.
No, you want to bet me?
Shoeless Denard Robinson?
He lost his shoe in a game running the ball, and they call him Shoeless.
Well, maybe you're right. Maybe.
No, I am right.
Okay, that's not the trivia question.
Okay.
B,
Look, it's that man. Look it up. Shoeless Denard Robinson. Ask him why. Good.
B, Blake Corum.
Okay.
C, Mike Hart. D, Anthony Thomas. All-time leading rusher for Michigan football.
Anthony Thomas.
Wrong. Yeah, and he's third on the list.
Mike Hart.
Yes.
Thank you. Damn it.
Yep,
I should have went with my heart.
It's shoelace.
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 Shoeless, I think, is a baseball player.
Well, okay, you're right, but shoelace, I was close.
All right, he had shoe right,
Yeah.
so he's half wrong. He's all idiot. Okay,
Well,
so we're better.
but let me guess them. It took me 2 tries to get yours right. You never got mine right.
You gave me five answers, and one of
Okay.
them was Billy Bars, and I really thought
You knew
about
that was wrong.
I thought
Well,
it
we
would have
knew
been right.
we knew it was right.
Are we holding hands right now?
Wikipedia.
All right,
You got
so
rough
Lee,
hands.
I know, I'm a man.
Gee, no, you.
I'm a man.
No, that means you do too much with your. You need to use some lotion, buddy.
I did lotion up. Look.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay, Mike Hart, 5,000 yards. That's the leading rusher all time. You picked Anthony Thomas. He's at 4,098 yards. So, I mean, he's 1,000 off. But, I mean, I didn't even know who he was, but he was a decent back.
Well, because you weren't alive.
No, it was in the late 90s.
Well,
Late 90s, all right.
Okay.
So, back to free agents, right? That's where we're at?
That's where we're at.
Okay, running backs. I talked about Aaron Jones. We're going to get into the next one. Najee Harris. Where do you think he's going?
He might stay with Pittsburgh. Tomlin wants him.
He does. He's. They said they're definitely interest. Right now, he is going to Dallas or Vegas is what the projection is, money wise. Vegas, they're all in. They're going to be making all kinds of moves. So,
I mean, what do you think about Najee? Is he good?
well, he's consistent. 4 yards a carry, consistent.
I know, 1,000 yards
1,000
a year.
yards.
Okay, Bush.
$7 million a year is kind of pricey for him.
I know.
But I would like to bring him back. I would.
Yeah.
Unless we're going to go get a couple running backs on this list or we draft a big one. You know?
I mean, if you could get him for a decent price for, I don't even know, what would you get him for? If you signed him with 3 years.
It'd be 3 years, like $21 million.
3 year, $20 million, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, he averages, 3.7, 58 yards a game? Yeah, he's a real hoot.
What's your leading rushers?
We don't need a leading rusher. We have Mahomes.
You need offensive line.
Yeah, but we're going to go a lot further than you no matter what.
That's true. All right, another one on the list is Rico Dowdle. That's somebody that I would like the Steelers to even talk to and see if there's any interest there. He's an explosive running back. They have him linked right now to either Denver or the Chargers, because both them guys, with Chargers losing J.K. Dobbins, the Broncos are going to lose Javonte Williams. Not saying that either one of those teams can re-sign him, but they are going to be out there in free agency as well. There's a ton of running backs this year. I can't believe it.
I'll tell you what, Dobbins is, if he can just stay healthy, he's good. I mean, he was on my fantasy league last year. When he played, he was really good.
Yeah.
But then you got Mr. Harbaugh there, who has his man from Michigan, Mr. Haskins. So he might just ditch J.K. to the side.
No, there's a couple guys that are linked to the Chargers. He ain't going to go to a guy named Haskins.
What do you mean?
He's not very good.
He played last year. He scored touchdowns in front of
That's amazing.
J.K., what's his name?
Dobbins.
Oh, okay.
Interesting stat about J.K. Dobbins. A lot of Steeler fans want him. A lot of Steeler fans are Buckeye fans, so that goes hand in hand. Do I necessarily want J.K. Dobbins? Not really. Here's the reason why. First 2 weeks, he had him in fantasy. He may not have been paying attention because he doesn't do any homework. Some of us got to do a little bit of homework.
What place did you finish?
That's a lot of luck. I finished seventh.
So I guess you didn't make the
But I'm
playoff.
saying, I can't control the players on the field. J.K. Dobbins, first 2 weeks of the season, 100 yards. Both games. After that, he got hurt. He only averaged 3.8 yards a carry throughout the rest of the season. He had 3 20-yard runs the rest of the year. So outside of them first 2 weeks, he wasn't a really good running back. He wasn't productive. I could see why the Chargers will move off of him. He has been injury prone his whole career. They can go and get somebody else for Justin Herbert. But as far as the Steeler fans wanting Dobbins, hold your breath. If he comes, my heart's going to say, awesome, because he's a Buckeye. Do I think he's a home run as a running back? No.
They're better off with Najee.
I think they are as well. But that's not going to be a very popular opinion.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not going to be. The next running back I have on my list is Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb, he's maybe my favorite Brown of all time. They have him linked to you guys.
No, because we're getting what it was. Kareem Hunt, is he gone?
Well, he's a free agent right now, and he's older.
Pachenko
was not good last year for you guys.
But he was hurt most of the year.
Yeah, so you're going to pick up Nick Chubb on a minimum and just gamble on him. The Steelers are also linked to him. Mike Tomlin loves him. Obviously, you play against him twice a year. That's just another running back.
I just don't think Chubb's going to ever come back from him 2 injuries.
I don't either.
I just don't.
I don't
It's
either.
a shame because I think he could have been one of the best running backs.
Oh, he was awesome, man. He was awesome. All right, and the last one is Denver's running back, Javonte Williams. He is linked and most likely going to be the pickup for the Steelers. He is, in my opinion, a mere lesser version of Najee Harris. When the Steelers see that we sign him, it's going to be because he's cheap. He's 25. He's still young like Najee. It's not going to be a good pickup. But Denver doesn't believe in him. They've never played him. There might be a reason because he might not be very good. Sean Payton would know. Anything to add to that, Color?
Nope.
Is it time for a shot?
You know what? I think it is.
I got to get a beer.
I feel a little parched. And since I didn't drink so much when I came here, I'm way behind. But, honey, just remember.
When he comes home.
Don't be ready for me.
Hold on. Oh, I might have to take this
I
off.
promise to be awake. Where you going, pal?
I got to get a couple beers.
Well, that's what the stat man's for.
He can't get by here. I'm too fat.
But you're athletic.
Who said I was athletic?
I'm just going by stories.
Just heard, huh?
I'm going by stories. I heard you're fast.
Maybe.
No, that's
I'm
what
fat now.
I heard you're fast. I did.
All right. So, to the third man in the Hainsey's Cave Talk Cave, off camera, but big in our hearts. Salute, guys. Salute.
Love you guys. Love
Yep,
you guys.
salute.
Salute to the
Carrie,
fans.
he's in trouble.
Gary, salute. Love you, girl.
All right. So,
That's only one, by the way, Carrie. That's all I did.
on camera, we did two before that.
Wow. Did you?
I think we did too.
You know what? She's going to drive down there. I'm telling her. Well, walk down there.
I'm gonna. I would lock the door, but I don't think that'll stop her.
No, I don't think that'll stop her either. She'll probably grab one of my golf clubs and put it through your window.
Okay, Carrie, we didn't do 2 shots. Okay, full
Thank you.
disclosure, he's gonna be drunk anyways.
No, I'm not. I promise. I promise. We're going to church tomorrow. I promise.
Tomorrow's Saturday.
That's right. We're going to see Father Drake after we have sex tonight, and I'm going to tell him all
How
about
was
it.
church last week?
Well,
How was it?
I kind of missed it.
Why?
Well, I just woke up and,
Did you have like some volunteer work that you had planned?
well, the soup kitchen was offering people to, they give poop or food to the homeless people. I offered to do that. And Father Drake, he condoned it. He said, that's fine. He said, okay.
So did you go to the soup kitchen?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Thou shalt not lie on Hainsey's Cave Talk. Thou shalt not lie.
I drove by it.
I hope Father Drake watches this show. He was at home, laying in bed, watching what movie?
I actually was.
What movie did you watch last weekend?
Listen, I was not laying in bed.
All right, you're sitting on the couch. What movie was
Okay,
you?
well, I actually. Movie
You watched a movie.
last Sunday.
What'd you watch? You told me you watched a movie.
I watched a movie called
Compelled. Companion?
I'm compelled. To hit
Companion,
you.
was it?
But that was just two
That was
nights
Sunday
ago. That
morning.
was
He
last
skipped
night.
church to
2
watch a
nights
movie.
ago. I did not. I skipped church because I had sex in sin. Sorry.
Definitely not. That's strike 2. He lied twice on Hainsey's Cave Talk. Back to the receivers.
Back to the sports show. This is supposed to be a sports
It's
show.
a Cave Talk, and I'm very proud of you that you know the name of the show now.
Yeah, you're right.
It only took 10 times.
Everybody I tell, I give them the wrong name.
Yeah, you're like, tune in to Hainsey's Man Cave, and they're like, we don't see it on YouTube. Before I get any further, if there's anything you want to hear us talk about, we'll talk about basically anything. Comment below, leave me a follow, subscribe to the channel. But now we're back into receivers. Okay.
I heard you received. That was last week.
That was last show. We debunked that real quick. There's nothing going up this poopa. Is it time?
It's time.
Buzzer beater trivia.
It's my turn. You have to keep one. I'm going to make it this easier. You got to keep one.
Not you.
Okay. 5 most popular STDs.
I gotta name the most popular STD?
No, I'm going to give you them, but you have to keep one.
Oh God, I gotta keep one. Okay.
Chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis, HIV, or herpes. You have to keep one while you're with Shasta.
Well,
You got to keep one.
I don't know what all of them do though.
Well, put it this way. They're either warts, blisters.
All right, whichever STD you have.
Well, I have them all.
Cancel that. Give me herpes.
There you go. That's as good as
But I
any.
think gonorrhea. is
Gonorrhea,
cured.
chlamydia. Huh?
I think gonorrhea you can get like a pill for and cure.
No, there's a pill. There's a pill for all these. Trust me, I got them. But here's another.
I don't think there is even HIV anymore.
No, Magic's had it for 50 years.
Maybe I want that.
he looks
then.
right. Maybe you want HIV. I don't know.
No.
I mean, I would go with chlamydia because it sounds kind of Italian. You know what I mean? Hey, I got a
All
chlamydia.
right, so we're 35 minutes in. We've only did one apiece. I think you're right. I think we need to do back-to-back questions.
Back-to-back.
So let me ask you one now. What do you think? Are you ready?
Go ahead.
All right. Multiple choice again.
Okay.
So, this is a study was done, okay? The most common blooper that happens during sex. A.
Oh. I'm sorry.
You got a little excited.
I got excited.
A. It slips in the wrong hole.
Mm-hmm.
If it slips in the wrong hole, you got a loosey-goosey.
Okay.
B. You fall off the bed.
Mm-hmm.
C. You say the wrong name out loud. And D. You finish too quickly for the other one. What is the most common blooper during sex?
I'm gonna say finish too quickly. I don't know. I mean, maybe. Oh, hold on.
No, you already said it.
Well, no, I'm thinking.
He can't Google it.
I'm
Here's his Google.
God damn it! I wrote it somewhere. I can't see. I'm gonna say finish too quick. I'm just gonna say it.
Okay.
Because when you get so excited like I do with the love of your life, I go too quick.
So what you're saying is you're either in quick and getting it done, or you're asleep not getting it done at all. There's no in between.
Well, the reason, I mean, I get done quick, right? And the only reason I do get done quick because I'm
she's
so
amazing.
good. No, she is amazing, but I'm amazinger.
You're amazing, so you get it done.
I get her to go quicker than me, so then I go quick.
Long story short, you're wrong. it's falling off the bed.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, falling off the bed.
I've never fallen off. Well, yeah, I've fallen off drunk. But
you just told me you hit your toe off the table the other day. I'm sure you fell off the bed.
I was going up the steps and I kicked my goddamn middle toe.
There's videos out there in La La Land, somewhere out in the world, that have you swimming in your bed.
Well,
I'm sure you fell off.
No, I didn't fall off. You saw me swimming in the bed.
No, I'm sure you fell off at times.
Watch the video. I've never fallen off the video. You watch it. I was swimming on the bed.
Okay. All right. So
swimming.
Get back on track. Ready?
Okay.
We're back to we're done with our buzzer beater.
Back to sports. Back to sports.
Receivers, free agents, linked. Devontae Adams. Here's the biggest one. Likely, maybe the Saints. Long shot, the Chiefs. The Chiefs are going to lose Hollywood Brown. They don't know what they got after torn ACL with Rashid Rice. They're going to link somebody with Xavier Worthy. Still continue with the shot. If they can get Devontae Adams cheap and he goes there, the whole country's going to be pissed off. And you guys will still lose to the Eagles in the Super Bowl by 2 touchdowns.
Well, first of all, I think Devontae Adams, I think he's going to follow Aaron Rodgers. I think they got a little love affair there, to be honest. And I'm going to tell you who I think Metcalf might go to. The Baltimore Ravens.
If they said they don't know if they want to give up that much, but
I mean, think about this. Give up Mark Andrews. Let's listen to this. Give up Mark Andrews. Maybe a second-round pick or something. Get Metcalf. You still got Isaiah Likely, and you bring Metcalf in.
They say they want a first and a third for DK. It's gonna cost.
You think Mark Andrews in a first?
He's older. I don't know if the Seattle Seahawks, they're trying to rebuild. They're not going to sign a veteran. He's not going to help.
Andrews okay? He's older. Okay.
Yeah, he's older.
I mean, to me, Devontae Adams, he's just another Hollywood Brown or whoever else had to choose.
Well, you guys had DeAndre Hopkins. That didn't work out.
Yeah, exactly.
He did win me some money in a Super Bowl catching a touchdown. Yeah. But, yes, he's older. If the Steelers would go out and get Devontae Adams, I would definitely be happy about that. But I got confused. We were talking about Devontae Adams, and I was thinking about DK Metcalf. So you're right about Baltimore. They wouldn't have to give up too much. That's a free agent. I was completely wrong with that. I was thinking DK. The shock got to me. You're right. I mean, Devontae Adams would be a good spot for Baltimore. You know?
Yeah, I just I don't know. Kansas City has to get younger, so I don't know.
I don't know. It might be a win now thing. Also, looking at Stephon Diggs, he's gone. I don't think the Texans are even interested in bringing him back. They just traded yesterday for Christian Kirk from the Jaguars. He's coming off a shoulder injury. I really wanted him last year at the trade deadline for the Steelers, but he went to the Texans. That's a good spot for him. Stephon Diggs is linked because there's a guy that got traded from that team this week that we can talk about. He's linked to the 49ers. That's Stephon Diggs. But Debo just getting traded to Washington. There's a hole open, right?
Yeah, I tell you what, Debo going to Washington. They're going to be, if they can get that defense shored up, they might give Philly a little push for that division. But as long as the quarterback Daniels doesn't go in that second year like from the Texans.
Yeah, C.J. Stroud.
C.J. Stroud. If you don't go in that little funk, Washington's going to be there. But I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of unknown. You're right. There's a lot of unknown. So the other receiver, there's 3 of them on the list. Chris Godwin, I think he's going to go back to Tampa Bay. I don't see why.
Bad injury.
Yeah, but they might get him cheap. He's with Mike Evans. They might be able to sign him, keep him cheap, and then Keenan Allen.
Injury pro.
Stay with the Bears in a good situation. They have him also linked to going back to the Chargers because he had a connection with Herbert.
I mean, to me, I hate to go back to Godwin, but why wouldn't you want to go back to Tampa? You got a gunslinger there.
Yeah.
And Baker Mayfield. He's going to throw you the ball.
Right.
Go back there. It's sunny. You're in Florida. You're going to make the playoffs. It's a weak division. I'd go back.
Right.
I mean, I would.
Right. And then the last guy I have on the free agent list, which there's a bunch to talk about, but I mean, Tyler Lockett is one that just got released. He's looking at right now, the projection I have is the Raiders. I have the Raiders. Obviously, because of Pete Carroll, he's going to be linked to all these guys, and he played for him. He's older. I don't think I would be interested as a Steeler fan, as I was last year in the trade deadline. I thought he would help, but like as far as signing him for a future contract, no, thank you. So
I tell you what, Tyler Lockett, he's a solid wide receiver. Hey, stat man, Tyler Lockett, how many touchdowns did he have last year? I'm gonna guess around 10.
I'm gonna guess around 5, maybe 4.
Huh.
But I'm saying Tyler Lockett has been good in the past.
Okay, let me
But I don't
see.
know if he had 10. I mean, yeah.
Well, apparently you don't. You said 5 or 4.
Yeah.
That's a way.
Jackson Smith
Now,
and
if you'd
Jigma.
have- now, if you'd have said 8 or 9, okay. But now you're like slapping him in my face.
In
Jack-
2024,
How many?
2024
Yeah.
season, how many touchdowns?
I said
2020.
4. He said 10.
2025.
He had 2. No, it's 2025 now.
Oh.
He had 2.
He had
That's
2.
all 2 touchdowns? How
Yeah.
many yards?
480. That's my guess. How many yards? What's your guess?
Well, I don't know. He's making me look stupid right now. I'm gonna
Say 1,100, just to really
gonna-
fall off the edge.
You know what? I ain't gonna say shit. Go fuck yourself. How many yards he had?
600.
600, huh?
Okay, well, I'm completely wrong. I apologize to the host. He was much smarter than me on Tyler Lockett, but nobody else.
Yeah, but anybody that watches this show already knows the host is smarter than the co-host.
Mm.
All right, so there is something I want to talk to you about that's not football related. You'll be interested too, Bill, and hopefully you guys are as well. There's a big thing happening in boxing this week. Dana White and the chairman of Saudi Arabia Entertainment, which has unlimited money, has more money. They can sign anybody. They're the ones that did the Francis Ngannou, Anthony Joshua. They signed that. They have unlimited money. They're
Kind of
working
like me with unlimited knowledge.
Kind of, but totally opposite. They combine together. They're making boxing happen. Dana White's going to be the CEO. TKO Productions. That's the production company that runs the UFC and WWE. They're coming together, which they already do with the WWE and UFC. They're going to be the production company. They're making boxing legit. No more WBO, WBA, WBC, whatever. It's going to be like the UFC. They're going to rank their fighters. He's making the big fights happen. There's rumor the first fight is going to be in September, and you guys are going to be shocked who it is. It's going to be a big name. Something's coming out of left field. Give it 5 years, and he's going to take over boxing. Boxing's coming back because there's not going to be no bullshit. No, I'm not wanting to defend this title, but I'm going to defend this. The best are going to fight the best. The model's going to be great, and boxing needs it because boxing's dying, in my opinion. And I hate to say it because there's a lot of boxing fans out there.
Yeah, I'm a big boxing fan. I've been watching it for years, and I agree with them. I go, he has to take us over to get these big fights together because so many boxers, they don't meet when they're in
They
their
dodge.
prime.
They dodge a lot.
They dodge until 3. You're always fighting about the purse, 60, 40, this or that. Like you said, they got 3 different belts in the same weight class. I go, boxing to me, I mean, I like it better in UFC. Maybe not now, but back in the day.
You love it. You're a
I mean,
boxing guy.
I
That's
love
okay.
boxing. I mean, it's a great sport, but it's just the politics or whatever you want to call the money. It ruined the sport.
Now, what I will say is there's a lot of the best boxers right now are not going to be able to come because they're under contract with the other promotions, Austria de la Hoya, the other ones, you know. But the young and up-and-coming boxers that they're going to build names off of, boxing is going to be legit. I might still not be a huge fan because boxing is not my cup of tea, but if you are, you're going to see what we love about the UFC because the best are going to fight the best. It's going to be 1 versus 2 all the time. That's what's going to happen. And if you like boxing, it's an exciting news because he's going to make it legit. Anything else to add, Color Man?
Well,
is it time?
it's time.
It's
sports trivia time, or well, it's.
I call it buzzer beater trivia because
you're
it's
right.
not about.
It's not about
Let me
sports,
go first.
You go first.
All right. So, my buzzer beater question. Here it is. How can a man go 10 days without sleep? 10 days without sleep.
Wait, a man can go 10 days without
How
sleep?
can a man go 10 days without sleeping?
Damn.
And that's not multiple choice. There's something to it.
Oh, there is.
I'm not telling you multiple choice. I'm giving
Oh,
you,
so how can a man go 10 days without sleeping?
yeah. That's a hard one, right?
Yeah, that's tough. 10 days without sleep. How can you go 10 days without that? 10 times 24, that's 240 hours of no sleep.
No, in the day, yeah, no sleep.
So you
10
take
days.
10 days, right?
10 days.
240 hours staying up.
10 days.
There's something wrong here. You can't go 10 days without sleep.
Right. I mean, what's your answer?
Well, I don't know. You can barely get through the show without falling asleep.
I don't. What? Maybe if I fall asleep, it's because you're boring.
No.
Do you want me to give you the answer?
No,
Sleep at
10
night.
days. You have to go. How can a man go
10 days without sleeping.
This is a tough question. You know what? I'm gonna say 10 days without. You know what? Talk to my woman. She'll keep you up for 10 motherfucking days.
That's your answer?
That's my motherfucking. Talk to my woman for 10 days, and believe me, you won't be able to sleep because your head will be spinning.
The correct answer is
What is
because they're sleeping at night.
Oh, that's like a little riddle. You fucking. You
They're not
that's
sleeping
fine.
in the day.
Yeah.
All right, see this.
That's
here's
a bad joke.
Yeah. You know what? That's a funny little joke.
They're sleeping at night.
Yeah, I get
Okay,
it.
you
I
get
get
it?
it. I get it
All right.
now. Yeah,
Wrong, all right.
that was a stupid question.
That was kind
It
of
was hard
close.
to answer, and you got that off of Nickelodeon. All right, I got a few questions here. You know, we'll go with this one here.
He got his notes
I
all
got
mixed
my
up.
cheat sheet. Okay. You know what? We're going to do a little college trivia. College trivia.
Call like universities,
Well, what
like
are the college
particular sport or just
college trivia?
Why are you yelling?
Because it could be baseball, it could be hockey, it could
All
be
right.
football.
Okay, so
college
universities.
trivia.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a school's name, and you give me their nickname.
Okay, the jabronis.
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna start out easy.
It's going to be hard.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
I'm gonna make it easy for you.
Well, I might miss. right
Okay,
off the
but
bat.
you won't. Because
Okay.
you're smart. You're the host. Western Michigan.
Western Michigan.
I picked the easiest one on here.
Is it the Broncos?
Yo, bing, 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 bing.
Is it the Broncos?
Good job. I just said bing, 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 bing.
Okay,
bing.
but I-
all right, let's keep
all
it
right.
going. You're going.
I listened to Chippewas.
I'm telling you. How about South Florida?
South Florida is the Bulls.
Oh, my man, that's why you're the host. All right, now we're.
This is hard.
no.
This
ain't
is hard. That was hard. You said those are the easy ones. That was hard.
But you're doing good.
The
Buddy,
Buckeyes, Ohio
I'm giving
State.
you.
Okay.
That's easy. I didn't give you no Big Ten scores.
All right.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm gonna give you. Let's see, Toledo.
The Rockets.
My man, god damn.
He's gonna
No
hit
wonder
me.
you
He's
know.
gonna hit me with a
No
banger.
wonder those. No, I'm not. Coastal Carolina.
Coastal Carolina.
Yep.
Oh, that's tough.
I mean, they were like they were in the top 10. They had a great quarterback, and they were a good team. Coastal Carolina.
I
Starts with a C.
starts with a C. Coastal Carolina. It ain't hitting.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Okay,
give you,
it ain't hitting, huh?
I'm gonna give you the answer, and I'm gonna ask you another
Okay,
question.
what is it though?
It's called the Chanticleers.
He can't even say it. The Chandeliers.
Queers, whatever. Chanticleers.
That was a tough one.
Okay, Coastal Carolina is a Chanticleer.
Did you know that before you looked it up?
I
No.
almost did. Okay.
No.
Okay.
He may have knew it,
I'm gonna
but
give
he
you-
didn't. He couldn't
I'm-
say it.
I'm going to give you a shot to make up for that wrong answer. What is a chandelier?
A chandelier you hang from
It
the
doesn't.
ceiling.
It's not in the dining room. It's not. It doesn't hang from the ceiling.
Is it on your notes?
I got it on my notes. You leave me alone. What is a chandelier?
So he knew going in I would miss this. Obviously.
No, I did. I thought maybe you would know. So what is a chandelier? I'll give you. Want me to give you one more hit?
No, it's a knight.
It's a who?
A knight.
A what?
Is it part of like medieval?
Are you going to let me?
I answered.
I'm trying to give you a break here. A chandelier is something. Let me see. Something that Chuck Board would hunt during Thanksgiving.
It's a turkey. You said during Thanksgiving.
Okay, it's close. It's close.
Just tell me.
Wait. It's another name for a cock.
Another name? A chicken? A cock, like a
rooster.
Yeah.
Well, a
Rooster.
rooster's a cock.
So
It's something
so
Chuck Board would hunt during Thanksgiving,
What do you
which
miss
is a
that?
rooster.
Like you miss his
which is
deer?
a rooster.
All right,
It's another name for a cock. So
a chandelier is basically a fancy rooster.
It's a fancy rooster.
Okay, I didn't know that.
It is. Well, I'm just letting you know. So you did okay. You didn't do bad. I'm going to give you one more to make up for your stupidity on a chandelier.
The Chippewas, Central Michigan.
I'm going to give you one more. Liberty.
Flames.
There you go. You did okay, my man. I'll give you the chandeliers was a hard one.
Yeah, it was. Shit.
Knowing that it was a rooster was a hard one. But another name for a cock you should have got.
But I thought I knew what Coastal Carolina was. I obviously didn't. I was looking at their field and it was green. But you guys want to do a shot?
Sure.
You want to do a shot?
Carrie, you watching?
No, she
We're
turned it
not
off.
doing a shot, baby. I promise.
You got to pour 'em, buddy.
Oh,
All right.
there's only enough for two.
50 minutes in. Right now, we're thinking about basketball. Tournament coming up. We're a week away from this weekend's the last weekend of the regular season. We're going to be getting into conference championships next weekend. And then, what you got there, buddy? Yeah, there we go. Then we got the big boy, the NCAA tournament. We're going to be all pumped up about it when we get going. But next week, I'm excited about the tournaments as well. So...
Yeah, I will say that March Madness is my favorite tournament of all sports. We've been getting together. I think this might be our 15th year.
Is that what you're with you?
I'm pretty sure.
And we did it before.
14th or 15th year, honest God. Since I started at Walmart, we've been together, and since I've been gone. And every Thursday we get together about 11:30. We started.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, it's the greatest sport event ever. Cheers,
this
my
is
boys.
Mountain Dew, by the way. Right, Carrie? Mountain Dew? Yep, so.
There was nothing for me, I guarantee that. It's actually Metamucil for me.
So we have an issue with March Madness. How are we going to do the show? We going to do the show while the games are on? What are we going to do?
So it's Friday at 6?
Yeah, and the
Friday
games will be
5.
going on. Yeah.
Well, the show must go on. The games must go on.
I'm with you. We're going to be watching the games.
That's right. And, don't...
This was kind of a trick question, guys, because I'm going to do the show regardless. I was trying to see how committed he was. And if he was going to, give me just an ounce of, I don't know if I can make it.
Oh, please.
It would have been, get out of here.
That's
I'm
it.
going to find a better co-host.
You got 3 televisions to my left. I'll have some bets going on. I'll be like, go, go, go. Hey, buddy. What was that question?
All right,
What was that question?
all right.
I got you.
All right, so we're almost at our time. We can get into some college basketball this weekend, or we can just wrap it up and do our questions. But there are some big games. Tomorrow, Auburn plays Alabama. Auburn, they lost their last game. Alabama's on a tough stretch. That's a big game, but Auburn's spotting 8.5. I mean...
Well, I'll tell you what, Alabama gives up about 98 points a game.
They do, and they score.
You could just bet that game over almost every time. But their over and unders are pretty much like an NBA game. It's their defense is just terrible.
So last week we talked a little bit before you were cutting me off about the ladder challenge that our buddy Bill had. And you see, because you don't remember a lot of this, but he was on day 6 of a ladder challenge to go to day 10. And he was betting constantly. This guy went 6-0 on his way to being upper echelon, because if you finish a ladder challenge, that's pretty amazing. He bowed out at 6-0. He never lost. He didn't have the kahunas to keep going, but I commend him. He tried. When it comes to a ladder challenge, it starts small and it increases slowly.
What episode was this?
last week.
This was last week. We talked about it. He kept cutting me off. I know the viewers know, but you don't understand. He was on his way, and then but whenever it gets to a certain
Were
point,
you here?
No.
no, he
But
wasn't
last
here.
week-
You were here.
Oh. I'm kind of confused.
Yeah. So ladder challenge is
about
where
a ladder
you
challenge.
start small and you bet a flat bet.
So we
And
did
you
this
keep
last,
doubling your
we
money.
Did this last week.
I
We
talked
talked
about
about it.
his ladder challenge that he was involved in, and we gave Purdue, and he bet Purdue.
Did he win?
Yeah, he won. He
Oh,
never
okay.
lost. But
Oh.
when at a point in the ladder challenge, it starts getting up there where you're flat betting a lot because you keep doubling and doubling, and he just didn't have the heart to put that much money on the line, so he bowed out. But he went undefeated. It's a tough challenge. Look it up. I mean, obviously you're not going to remember, but
I did watch the show though, but I told you we didn't get the last few minutes of the show. Well,
who didn't? We talked about it. It was on there.
was it wrong? Well, you know what?
The good thing is you're not really drinking that much now, so.
No, I remember this show pretty good.
All right, to wrap it up, go ahead and turn off the alarms. We're going to do our last couple buzzer beaters.
Here we go. I thought
Because
are we gonna?
when we do it, it's a long time in between.
The host forgot about this.
Yeah.
Good thing I wrote it down, dum dum.
Go ahead and
Okay, you text me earlier saying, how would you like to do the 5 most overrated athletes of all time?
you're right. And we do have that. I forgot about that
I know
segment.
you did. I had to bring it up because you
Yep.
kept passing it off.
Yeah.
So okay, well, you're the host. It was your question.
I'm glad you
forgot
saved that because I was going to leave that segment off completely
about it. Well, why would you leave it off?
because I forgot.
Yeah, because you're a dum dum. Anyways.
All right, top 5 most overrated athletes. You want me to do my 5 first?
Well, you
my
can
number
do one.
5.
I can do one.
Yeah, you want me to do my number 5?
We can go back and forth. You can do whatever you want.
I want to do my because your number 5 is pretty funny. So, my number 5 is Eli Manning is the most overrated athlete of all time.
And I thought about that. I did.
Career record 117 and
Oh,
117.
you got stats? Damn, you are the host.
Touchdowns 366
Wow.
to 244
Whoa,
interceptions.
damn.
Completion percentage is 60%. The guy was just like decent,
You're
but he
right.
had 2 good Super Bowls.
You're right.
Right?
He beat Brady twice.
Right, which is amazing.
It
It's
was.
basically going to get him in the Hall of Fame one day.
Yeah.
But he's obviously overrated. He's my number 5.
I mean, only-
I said my number 5 because I know who his number 5 is real quick, and I wanted to get to it.
I just want to add to you, like, see, like, you know, he beat Brady twice. He was a little bit overrated. Like when you're like 80 and this show's still going on when I'm done, you might get in the Hall of Fame. It's because you were overrated because you had a great co-host. But go ahead, buddy.
If I get in the Hall of Fame, riding your coattails, I'll be happy. So who's your number 5 most overrated athlete of all
I'm
time?
going to tell you what. This is an athlete who thinks he's an athlete that we all know and sort of love. I mean, he's not well known. He's from
Man,
the-
I'm so glad you fucking got
Well,
this segment.
He's from the East Liverpool area. I mean, he's not. I mean,
Is he like a legend?
well, he's
Like,
a legend.
like in high school, like in college,
he's
pros, like.
Like at Walmart distribution, he tells a story.
Oh, so a
like
work-
on
okay.
Facebook, like he portrays himself as like Tarzan, Lord of Yellow Creek, Beaver Creek, whatever you want to call it. His name is Chuck Board. I'm going to tell you something about
So
this.
Chuck Board is on your list as the
guy.
most
Is an
top 5.
overrated. Is a hunter an athlete? If you hunt, are you an athlete?
That's kind of an athlete. You're
Okay,
right.
like you shoot bow and arrows,
Yeah.
you go fishing, you catch big bluegill and all that shit.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something.
He
He's
goes
overrated.
fishing with a bow. He shoots them.
Yeah. Well, I've never seen a guy, you know, he's on Facebook. Like I said, portrays himself as, oh, Beaver Creek, Yellow Creek, yeah, whatever. You go hunting with the best gadgets in the world. You're like James Bond. I want you to do me one favor. You go out in the woods. You take a slingshot. That's it. Nothing else. Slingshot. Maybe a butter knife or something. Bring me something back
A
to
butter
eat.
knife.
Yeah, bring me something back to eat. An apple, a pear, whatever you can bring back with that slingshot and butter knife. You do that, and I'll give you a little credit.
You know what's funny about that whole spiel you just went on. He's seen the biggest buck of his life this year and missed it. So
And he missed it.
he might have hit it. It's alive. We don't know.
No.
That's a story for another day.
Are you kidding?
He never got it. So
well,
he overrated.
He actually told you? He saw
He told everybody.
the biggest buck of his life.
Yeah.
Wow.
He
and he missed it.
He had.
Couldn't even ricochet off a tree.
He might have hit it, but it's still, it laughed at him.
My God. I hit the green one time when I hit a tree and it bounced on.
You hit a.
Golfing. I'm talking about golfing.
Yeah, we all hit trees.
Well, I'm just saying, he is... honestly, if he was a true sports person, he would be number one on my most overrated athlete in the entire world.
Chuck, I love you. I didn't know that was coming. I've
No.
seen it on his list, and I was like, that's funny. But I'm not going to defend him because he did miss a deer this year. All right, number 4. My list is going to be legit athletes. Legit. Chuck is not legit. We just talked about it.
He's not even legit in East Liverpool.
In his head.
You're right. You're right.
All right, number 4 on my list, Danica Patrick. Is she hot? Yes. Is she a good race car driver? No. She has 1 career win in 191 races. She has 7 top 10s. If she didn't have this, she wouldn't even be nothing. So she's overrated.
Well, guess what? We're just going to go with this as a flow. I had Danica at number 2 as the most overrated athlete ever. And like you said, gorgeous. I think I can drive better than her.
All right, so what's your number 4, though?
Shaq.
See, Shaq is on a lot of overrated lists. I want to know if you did some research to say why.
A little bit, because Chuck Board wasn't on it, so I had to re-Google it, because when I
Chuck
saw
Board's a huge fan of Shaq, too.
Okay.
So there's 2.
Well, here's the only reason I say Shaq. I mean, think about it. He's 7'1", 300 pounds. Okay, great, and
He's an animal.
one of the most dominant centers.
Might be the
ever.
best center of all time. Geno
we
Smith
didn't-
just got traded.
Who?
Just seen it. Geno Smith, the Seahawks. Bill, see where he got traded. I think it might have said the Raiders. I don't know. It just happened real time.
Who picked him up? Derry Deli?
If Geno Smith goes to Raiders, they're going to trade for DK Metcalf. All right, so go ahead.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Shaq was. Don't say he was one of the greatest centers of all time. He was the most dominant center.
The Raiders, Geno Smith to the Raiders.
He went through. That's so sickening. Raiders. Come on, man. Anyway.
Hey, that's good for the Steelers. It's one less team.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But
DK Metcalf's going to go to the Raiders.
I know. I do think Shaq was the most dominant centers ever. But talent-wise, was he that good? 7'1", 300. Say he was 6'10", 220.
2 inches is a lot, ladies. That's a lot.
2 inches and 70 pounds. I mean, honestly, I don't think it. Another thing about overrated athlete, Chuck Board. Remember we used to go to his.
Poor Chuck Board.
Well, Chuck, I'm sorry to bring you up so much, because not only in
Chuck,
sports,
full disclosure, I love you.
Like in hunting, you were overrated. But remember, you used to invite us to them little picnics at your place, that little annual swim party.
We would play tournaments,
Yeah,
right?
swim party. You used to order chicken fingers from wherever. Anyways, I remember we used to play horse at with your little driveway there.
You won 1 year, so
And
now
I'm gonna tell you
you're
what.
overrated.
That's what's funny about that. Overrated athlete. Once again, on his home court, I beat him in horse. Well, I tell you what, if Shaq was 6'10", 260, I don't think he could play on Chuck's fucking driveway, honest to God.
I don't agree with you saying Shaq's overrated, but let's piggyback a little bit. Can Shaq shoot?
No.
Okay. Did they invent a strategy called Hack-a-Shaq because he couldn't make free throws?
Yes.
Okay. So, me not agreeing that he's overrated, but I just gave you a couple arguments on why.
And guess what? I will agree with you. I love Shaq. I think he's a
I
great
love
guy.
Shaq too.
And listen, he was a dominant force. But talent-wise, like shooting, stunk. Free throws, stunk. I mean, other than dunking in your face, I mean, he just, rebounding, dunking, I mean.
Yeah. I mean, he was dominant. He was dominant, but
Yeah.
my,
compare him to Hakeem Olajuwon or Patrick Ewing.
So my number 1 might mirror your number 1, but let's not
Well,
get to that yet.
We're down to number 3.
Yeah. So my number 3 most overrated athlete is going to be one that most people were going to say, you're out of your mind. And it's Babe Ruth. I think Babe Ruth is very overrated. Do you disagree with that? Or I have a bunch of numbers to go.
Buddy, I'm tell you what, other than our stat man, you're pretty fucking good. 'Cause I ain't got no stats besides Chuck.
But
Ford,
do you think,
But
what would be your argument for me to say that?
Other than him hit all those home runs, but he was a pitcher. I don't know how many victories he had.
He pitched 2 seasons.
Okay. Oh, that's
Okay.
it. Okay.
So he pitched 2. They say he was a pitcher and a hitter. He pitched 2 seasons.
Okay.
If he was a good pitcher, he would have pitched as many seasons as he hit. He had a decent ERA in an era where they said pitching was easy. Okay. And so, but he didn't keep pitching. He pitched twice, 2 seasons. So,
Okay.
All right. What else would you say? Why I would think?
I don't know. I mean,
Okay.
Fielding or a batting average.
He couldn't. He couldn't field. He did have 714, I think.
Well, he did
career
smoke
home runs.
cigarettes and drink a 12-pack of beer in the dugout.
Absolutely. That was the era that he was in. That was the era he was in, okay? So, he hit more home runs than most teams, they say. So, if a guy hit that many home runs and the rest of the league couldn't hit anything, is it he's so great or the competition was so bad? He played against guys like you that were white. No African Americans at all. The best players at that time were in the Negro League. They didn't play. It was all white guys.
Like Satchel Paige.
He didn't play against him. It was a Negro League, you know.
Yeah, but look at the baseball now. It's a Mexican league.
I have it right now. No relievers. So there was nobody subbing in. You had a guy. They had him. They didn't use him. They had a 4-man rotation that would pitch crazy innings. So by the 7th inning, this guy got a rubber arm. He's just fucking slinging.
So then why didn't anybody else hit as many home runs as he did?
Because the talent at that time was absolutely terrible.
But he's better than all the talent that was at that time.
But if you look at the numbers, whenever anybody else around him, nobody else was hitting like that. So the talent just tells you that these teams are playing each other. Nothing's happening. Babe Ruth, 714 home runs. I think that was his career. I think he's overrated. He was fat. He was lazy. He smoked. He was half drunk half the time. I think the era of baseball was bad, and his stats was inflated. That's a very debatable, overrated athlete. I mean, that's legit.
But he was a legit Hall of Famer, drunk,
There's
fat,
so
smoking
many numbers.
cigarettes better than the other.
There's so many numbers that back
Yeah.
it. But there's also stories that these white reporters, because of situations that but
You got these stats off of Facebook, didn't you?
I don't know.
Yes, you
Facebook stats. Who's your number 3?
Number 3. Well, Terry, the Fairy Bradshaw.
Terry Bradshaw, not on my list, but
Of course he is. You're a
I'm not
fucking
going to
homer.
argue with. I'm not
You're
going to
a
argue
homer.
with.
I'm gonna tell you what.
I'm not going to argue with you. So go ahead.
Terry just listen. I'm not denying it. Steelers were great. What Terry win 4 Super Bowls. Unbelievable.
I'm not arguing it.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, but his team, Lynn Swann, Stallworth, Franco, but Mel Blunt, they were loaded that year. And I'm gonna tell you what, he was good, but I think he was overrated because I think their team and Chuck Noll was that great. I really truly do that. That's why I never liked the Steelers because they were so
He's not
good.
on my Mount Rushmore Steelers. He's not even in my top 5 of Steelers of all time. So for you to say Terry Bradshaw overrated,
It was a
I
toss-up
agree.
between him and Eli Manning, honestly. It really was.
so we already know you're number 2 because it's Danica Kirkpatrick. Or Danica
Yeah, I
Patrick.
got Danica. Yep. I got one more after
So I'm going to list my number 2, and you're gonna do your number 1. I'll do
Yep.
my 1. All right. Number 2 on my most overrated athletes is another questionable one, Derek Jeter. I think Derek Jeter is overrated. Was he a good hitter? Yes. Was he defensively spectacular? No. Does he have Golden Gloves? Yes. What do you think? You agree with it?
Well, you know what? I actually saw that he was.
I always said he was.
He was listed up there, but I honestly,
I guarantee you our number 1's the same.
this is why I put Jeter up there. Like you said, batting average good, fielding Golden Gloves, blah blah blah. Yankees were good.
He was a good-looking guy on the Yankees.
And he was just an all-around good fucking person.
He was a good player.
Yeah,
he was very marketable for the
he
Yankees.
was.
He
And
was on TV every day.
Yeah, and
2 things. 1, he only won Gold Gloves after his name got big. 2, he had some spectacular plays defensively. And they're saying it's because he don't have the range of a shortstop. So he was making these throws that a normal shortstop would have made look normal, but he has to go crazy. Or when he run down the line, got a lucky tag on at home plate. Like there's some plays that defy him that were great, but he wasn't a great player.
Well, I defy,
he was
defy
great.
Your logic. I don't like what you're saying.
He's overrated. In my opinion, he's overrated.
Okay. How many World Series did he win?
Oh, A-Rod was on that team. A-Rod went and played
He's
third,
another
right?
one that's overrated,
I don't
too,
think
say.
A-Rod is overrated.
Yeah.
Okay, so, number one, I'm going to list mine first.
Go ahead.
Mine's Joe Namath.
Listen, I know what you did. You Googled this. You didn't put no thought in this.
Who's your number one?
Because you read, this is what you did. You Googled, you read stats.
Who was the number two?
I'm going to tell you who my number one is. I'm going to read it right
You
to
looked
you.
down, was Babe Ruth on an overrated list?
Yeah.
No.
Yes, he was. He was.
Not on a top five? No way.
1927. I'm going to give you my number one. And Bill, my stat man over here, Andre the fucking Giant. He was the worst wrestler in the whole motherfucking world. The motherfucker was 7 foot, 500 pounds. How the fuck don't you win? You stunk. You couldn't wrestle. You couldn't talk. You couldn't see. You had a fucking afro. And you say you're going to go to wrestle and beat Ric Flair? I don't think so, my man. You stunk. You're a big, fat, giant pig.
So your number one
overrated athlete was Andre the motherfucking Giant. Thank you. He stunk. He couldn't get me in a headlock.
Can I talk about my number one overrated athlete?
You can't beat mine.
Well, it's not a competition. It was
Yes, it is.
My number one overall most overrated athlete, obviously, is Joe Namath. It always has been. If you don't think Joe Namath is overrated, just look into the numbers.
Did he win a Super Bowl?
Yes.
Did he wear a fur coat?
He guaranteed it.
Fucking Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah, you have Terry Bradshaw, but Joe Namath guaranteed he would win a Super Bowl.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, he guaranteed he'd win a Super Bowl. That's what he's known for.
And I tell you what, that was a hell of a guarantee because it was big underdogs against the Colts.
Career stats.
Top 10 fucking.
I
That
know.
got on
Kobe
there.
Yeah, they got Kobe Bryant. Come on.
Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods are
come
all on there. Okay, so Joe Namath, career stats: 220 interceptions, 173 touchdowns. Career policing percentage, 50%. They have LeBron on there. Yeah. Passer rating, 65.5. In that Super Bowl he won, he was like 16 of 28 for 200 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. He went up against another overrated quarterback, in my opinion, with the Baltimore Colts, but not Johnny Unitas. He had 3 picks in that game.
You understand that passing percentage, 65%? That was better than Shaq's free throws.
50% completion.
But that was still better than Shaq's free throw percentage.
My number one overall athlete, or overrated athlete, is Joe Namath, and yours is Andre the Giant. And I don't know why, because he was 7 foot tall, and he won every match till Hogan slammed him.
All he did was fall out on you. You couldn't get him up. I remember when Hulk Hogan's body slammed him out.
He said,
"Oh my God,
slam me."
He was the worst athlete.
He was not the most overrated drinker.
Andre the Giant. Come on. If you have to agree with your co-host, Andre the Giant was the most overrated. And I come up with that myself. I didn't Wikipedia that. I didn't Google that.
Wikipedia.
Well, whatever. He is the worst overrated ever. And second, I'm going to change my tune. George the Animal Steel. Just because he had a turnbuckle.
You love talking wrestling.
Oh, listen, I love old wrestling. Them guys were the worst athletes ever. George the Animal Steel. What's the other guy? The Chief J Strongbow. Oh, they go in that dance and they pin you. They were the worst. But, man, they were showmanship. And I love watching them.
All right. So, we're going to wrap this up. What's going to happen after we get off air? He's going to go home.
Bang the girl.
He's going to be drunk. I may need a new co-host next week. Comment below if you're available. I'll let you know what's going on.
Hey, he pays minimum wage.
Hey, till next time. Always a good time, man. We'll see ya.
See ya.
Right.
Oh, fuck.
Stop.